Hey guys, it's Apollo here and it's time for a deck update, this time Messiah. So Messiah has gotten a new promo for the May-June promo pack, and it made the deck much more consistent and actually pretty good actually, making Messiah have been relevant again. So, yes, I know it's been a while. I last did a Messiah deck update, which is way back, I think a couple of years ago. I've not updated the deck ever since. And with the new promo, now Messiah has some relevance, and now Messiah has, it's become more of a deck I'll play more often right now. So, just like any deck update, I'm not gonna go through the stuff I've gone through before. If you want to check out the full explanation, you can check out the Messiah deck profile I did. I think for my when Transdeltas were released at the time. So enough talking. Let's go on to the deck update. So the right deck obviously not changed. I mean, what is much to say here? Alright, put aside first. Here we go. Alright, Soul Starter, Nya Messiah, just because you need some Messiah, it's right deck set. Asleep to get your crest and draw one. Awakening Messiah just to just to poop it out so you can, it's lock fodder really, and the main guy himself being Alter Ego Messiah. So, yeah, that was here, and I mean it's pretty strict self-explanatory. So that's the Strider, and there's that. Okay, so let's go to the main deck. So the main deck for the Great Trees, I only run one of the Alter Ego Messiah persona, just because in a very rare case you want to go to Excellence. I mean, I'm not saying Excellence is a good card, or Excellence is a card you're going to often, but in very certain situations, if you need to go into Excellence, that one copy might help. So there's that. Okay, so the other way to run, I run 4 of the Marstogi. These are strike fodders for Brown Gate, and pretty good. And also, it's a good rear guard. Essentially, when you place it under your Vanguard's grade 4, you can still charge 1 and get 10k. So it's really a 20k leader, mind you. So it does help in a sense. Not something I will really call often, but he does help. And now I notice I only play one of Prelude Genesis. So with the new promo, not this one, the other promo, with the new promo in place, you don't really need to play too many copies of Prelude Genesis. In fact, I think because of the support you see here, you don't necessarily have to play too many copies of this, because essentially what you was with the discard cyclers, you can just essentially recycle this back to your deck and recycle this back to your hand. So it does save your combo blast at times, and I mean, to be fair, Messiah does have quite a good way of countercharging, so you don't have to worry about not countercharging at all. But at times, if you need to save counter blast, this might help. Yeah. So, and my regrets to choice being Bracing Angel Ladder, not really something I would want to use, but I do want to play Twin Cast, but it does build soul. It does give all your regards ability not be chosen, and in fact, I think when Chaos Breaker is now currently in the meta, not meta. I mean, it's currently in the game. Yeah, in case you're facing Chaos Breaker, this might help in a sense. A very situational, I know, but it does. I mean, it's just there because it just builds soul. That's the whole point of Messiah actually. Alright, so let's go on to grade 2s. The grade 2s, I mean, pre-soul, sorry. I pay 4 of the rest of Messiah. I mean, you have to pick the rest of Messiah. It is your self-locker of the deck. And it's pretty much, not even say here. Excuse me. Next up, I pay 3 Lady Battle of the Black Dwarf. So, she's still also a self-locker. You have a bunch of self-lockers in the deck, so you will have to worry about not having a lot of ways to lock your regards. So she does help, and 3 is enough. You don't need to pay too many for her, because she also does revive herself from drops, so that's all there is to it. Okay, and here is the new promo, which I think is pretty amazing, this promo really. So here we have 4 Planetarian. So Planetarian skill, when this unit is placed on rear guard circle, if you have an Alter Ego Messiah crest, you come out one, you choose a card from drop, put it in your soul, and actually want to follow these below. You either draw a card, or you choose if your Vanguard if your Vanguard is greater or greater, you choose a Messiah from your drop and call it regress circle. So, yeah. Essentially, this allows it's pretty much the Prelude Genesis itself. So I mean, you pick out +1, and it also allows you to draw one. So it's pretty good. I do like this card. Like, this is a really amazing promo. I cannot emphasize enough. Second skill. Actually no. Yeah, second skill. Auto. When this unit attacks, if your Vanguard is a Messiah, greater or greater, for his balance is 5 power. So 15k attacker, just like it's basically a pseudo arrest Messiah. It's good because that's not what makes I'm worried about. The third skill is what makes me really happy. Third skill, auto on skill once a turn. When your grade 3 or greater Vanguard attacks, you can energy mastery, stand this unit. So what this means is that if you're going first, for some reason, if you lose your dice roll and you go first, this allows you to multi-attack. Yeah, I am not even joking. Like, Messiah itself relies a lot heavily around the GB, and the fact that you only can get the GB at the moment you go second, so it makes the deck will work. But sometimes you're supposed to go first. Now Messiah has a way to just have four attacks at one turn. So in the early turn, in the first turn 3, going first. So pretty good. I really like that, and it's good because it now has Messiah finds a way to use energy. Because usually, from what I remember, your energy is mostly true for gun cyclers or the discard cyclers, or even then, if you don't have them, the only way to use energy is to industrial to 7 to draw one. So essentially now, Messiah has a way to use energy. It does help, and if you're forced to go first and during turn 3, you have a way to attack on your during turn 3. I play 2 of the gun cyclers, so the gun cycler is just there just in case if you want to, usually just there just to guard or to discard, but not I usually play 4 of them, but now because this thing drops quite a bit, you don't have to worry about that. So essentially, it does help. So in case if you're in a hand, just throw it just to get something from the deck. Alright, that's for the grade 2s. Now for the grade 1s. I play 4 Sacrifice, obviously. Sacrifice is your, booster locker, and also allows you to control if no face are in your damage zone. And I play 4 Safer. So Safer is the discard cycler deck. And usually if you go second, you usually want to call him just so you can build up energy. And the fact that when it's if you go second and you go it's your first turn, you just call it. It's essentially a tanky attacker. So pretty self-explanatory, and it's pretty good actually. I think you do score quite a bit in the deck, and you do want to see the resources, which is why I play Safer in this case. And play 2 Deathly Dealers just because in the case, like I said, very, very rare, but in this very, very hard situation where you need to go into X-Lix, not that you will, but you never know, Destiny Deal will help in the case. And sometimes if you need to stride forward, you can just stitch it to do stride, so there's that. For Vecti Gs, I ideally want to make Antaria. Triggers, Brang OT because it's cracked. 4 of the effect crits, 4 of the vanilla crits, 3 of the stolen fronts, 4 of the vanilla heals. Alright, that's it for the main deck. Now for the G-Zones. G-Zones are pretty self-explanatory. First go to Strike, obviously Amnesty, because and the fact that now the fact that if you can't lock anything, this tends to help because essentially becomes a multi-attacker without locking himself. It's pretty good. So there's that. Your next game making strike is gonna be Tranzels. Tranzels just allows you to lock for every card fight certain G zone. And very rarely, but I still play anyway, it is for Exilix Messiah. Exilix not really that great of a card to be honest, but sometimes in the case if it's very situational and I'm in a very weird spot, I might need to go with Exilix. So just there as this backup just in case, because if you play 8 strides, it's gonna be a little bit weird. And you think, oh, wait, we're not playing 12 strides. So, and just some crest just because. Okay, so yeah, that's about it for my deck update on Messiah. This promo really makes Messiah actually relevant again, at least to me. So I'm really glad now Messiah has some way to play, and boy, I mean, as a Brangate main, it's good to see Messiah back up again. With that being said, that's it for my deck update. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like it, do like, share, comment, subscribe. Stay tuned for more videos, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.